Shut up and sit down.
That's awesome.
Hey, it's where the big boys play. SICW.
Welcome to Spread Ring Podcast, everybody. Episode 74, I believe. Today we have a kind of a dual podcast going on. We just got done with our show on April 3rd with Jim and Bobby being the main event. Also, HAKU was there. We have some great things about that. And we have Hello Satan, Is It You? Coming on later on tonight, also known as El Diablo, the Aztec Demon Warrior.
I think I got to, I believe you said April 3rd.
August 3rd, whichever this last one was.
Well,
I had a massive migraine the whole time, so, you know.
There's quite a few months in the difference, and they'll probably confuse our audience. So, yes.
It all goes together for me, yeah.
I say I missed it all together as you're doing the intro. Like, all my whole house just flipped.
Well, yeah. So this past Saturday, we had a show up in Collinsville Fireman's Hall. We've been talking about it for the last couple of weeks, and now there was going to be a special guest, former WWE/WCW, should be a Hall of Famer, but he's not in the Hall of Fame yet, and that is HAKU, or Ming, if you just remember him in WCW.
And we also had a legendary WWE referee reffing matches tonight also.
That's right.
And a surprise return of somebody also.
Yes, it was a very crazy night. So if you weren't there to see it, I'm so sorry. We are going to have some clips. We will not show the whole match, but we will have some clips of mine and Bobby's match. Of course, we were the main event that night. It was me and Bobby D versus Attila Khan and Kowalski. Two big, huge monsters. Not to give anything, not to take away anything from Attila, but Kowalski is over 400 pounds. A very, what they say, not Ligel.
Agile.
What?
Agile.
Agile, yes, thank you. Agile 400 pounder, as you might see in the clips. But before we get into that, let me just, I don't remember the whole card, but I'm just going to toss out some guys that were there that night. You know, so we had LA Hustlers. I do know the results to that match. It was the LA Hustlers versus Curtis Wilde and Billy McNeil. And the Hustlers defended their tag titles, and they got beat up by good old Billy and Curtis Wilde. So we do have new tag team champions. So that was very cool. Now, the Central States title was not defended that night, nor was the Classic title. The Classic title, of course, me being the holder of that was in a tag match, so that was not defended. So the tag belts were the only ones defended that night, and they changed hands. But among other people, we had the Top Guns were there. Brandon, flew in on his private jet and was able to do the show that night.
He covered the house, so thanks for that, Brandon.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you guys seen it, but he parked it in that parking lot behind the venue. So that was kind of neat to see that. But so he graced us with his presence. His tag team partner Joey Vanetti graced us with his. They had single matches. Each of them went against one of the professionals. Of course, from the tag team, the professionals, Marlon McDarby and Sean Soto. So those two, a lot of the wrestlers are actually kind of sneaking peeks at those matches because, in the Midwest, there's not, unfortunately, no bad names to Brandon or Joey. In the Midwest, the professionals are like the best tag team around. Not saying that Joey and Brandon aren't living up to that Top Gun name, because they are definitely giving them around for the money. So that happened. Let's see here. What other matches? Gary got injured that night. Gary Jackson went against Axe Allward.
Next call.
Yep, and of course, Axe is doing this thing where he's doing these pile drivers, really out of nowhere, and caught Gary. It was a very quick match, which was surprising. So it had to be just out of nowhere that he was able to scoop Gary Jackson up and deliver the pile driver to him. Horrible.
I'm glad Gary's head didn't break the canvas. The board.
Yeah. That's very horrible when you can see a veteran like that being hauled off in a stretcher. Everyone's shuffling around, trying to find some ice. And, there's always some sort of paramedics on staff, whether it be Jason, Herb's son, or sometimes a lot of medical guys come in and actually watch the shows, and then we, hang out with them. Anytime you can get up and close with a doctor that you don't have to pay the bills for. No, I'm just saying. That's joking. But so it's always a shame when the likes of Gary Jackson gets hurt in the ring. What else? What else can I remember?
One second, Bobby, do you have a fan on or something? Because it's blowing constantly on your mic, and your mic is active. Continue. Yep.
Let's see here.
You had Jason Breed versus Waco.
There you go. Jason, he is getting really buff here lately. He on social media, he keeps posting all of his workouts that he does and how he's slimming down pretty good.
He's slimmed down a lot since last year when I got here.
He has. Jason normally had like a beer belly going on, but it definitely has gone away. And man, the pythons on Jason are getting huge. So he's definitely and we kind of talked about it in the back. And he's at the gym every morning at 4 a.m. And that to me is just crazy. Even Bobby working that early sometimes when you're working the morning shift. I couldn't do it. I am not a morning person. I have trouble getting up when I'm supposed to be at work.
Well, I plan on getting up at 4 a.m. tomorrow just to watch Olympic wrestling. So,
Are you off tomorrow?
No,
You're just getting up to watch it?
Yep.
Isn't that a 12-hour day for you tomorrow, too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll start till 6:30. It's fine.
Dedication.
Well,
I was going through Herb's Facebook page, and that looks like all the matches that he has any kind of pictures or anything for. I do know the professionals were roaming around the locker room. I don't know what they did. Or did you already say that?
I don't know. I do not know the outcomes of those matches. There was there's another guy that was in the locker room too that night that I know wrestled. He's trying to create like the dog pound or something like that. Chance when he comes out, big black guy, long dreads.
Yep.
I can't remember his name.
Iron Wolf, didn't he call himself? The Iron Wolf?
Something like that. Did he go against Trending Trent Daniels?
Yeah.
I know he was there too.
Yeah, he went against him.
So again, with us being up in the locker room, we weren't able to get all the results. That's the reason why you got to go to the shows. So go to sicw.org. All the dates are listed, or best yet, Facebook. You can either go to Herb Simmons or SICW Explosion, I think it is, or SICW All Star Wrestling. I think Explosion is another guy that's just kind of helping out, putting videos up. But they're always updating that with the lists, and the list is just getting longer and longer. Because this weekend we got told that the MAC show is on. The Missouri Athletic Club is what is actual the name, but that I believe is going to be in October. I believe that's what he said. I know it's on a Thursday. I don't want to give the wrong date out, but I don't know. October 10th is striking in my head for some strange reason. But that is a private show, so the regular.
Okay. I
The
say
regular.
it's on my phone, but I'm using that to record.
Sure, sure. The regular fans are not able to get into that show. That's going to be for a private setting. And always a great time for us because it is such a cool venue. And normally some legends coming into town for this show. Um, and there's some rumors on who those are going to be. But, we briefly talked about before that it could be Hulk Hogan. Um, but you never know until we get there because a couple years ago it was supposed to be Ric Flair. And, I know for a fact they paid Ric Flair, but Ric Flair never showed up. So I don't know where it is in the litigation on that stuff. But so you really never know until like the week of the show if the legends that are booked are actually going to be there. And normally, if they're booked, they're there. So I don't want to give the wrong impression. It's just Ric Flair is probably the one that you just never know what the hell he's going to do. Kind of crazy. And there's a bunch of horror stories if you ever look it up on YouTube about him no showing some dates outside of his wrestling days that he back in the day. But I mean, it'd be really cool if we got to meet, not meet because I think we both met him before. But if Hulk Hogan would come back in and hang out, it'd be awesome. But let's see here. So that was Saturday's show, and then Sunday we had the TV tapings. We try to tell you all the time, if you go to the show on Saturday, you get to go into the TV tapings for free. And plus, you get to be on the YouTube channels, be in the audience. You get to see 4 of the TV shows for free. And that's always, if you're a wrestling fan, I mean, that's a solid weekend of wrestling.
And Roku
About,
and True TV Plus too. So
yeah, and
look
it's
at the
like
other.
7.5 hours because, you got the live show on Saturday. It normally goes 2.5, sometimes 3. And then you got 4 hours of wrestling on Sunday. So I mean, it's a very impactful, wrestling weekend. Plus, not just to throw it out there, SummerSlam happened this weekend. Did you happen to catch that, Bobby?
I caught a few of the matches. Yeah, I was watching them with on replay on Sunday.
Yeah, yeah. I started Saturday night, but it was getting wee into the hours, and you got to get up early for that TV taping. So I did watch a little bit before I left the house on Sunday, and then I just finished it up last night, Sunday night.
I didn't do too much Saturday night, as you can hear from the throat. Got a little choked up during our match. So throat was pretty sore.
I believe
Starting to feel better, but
we have some clips of that coming up here in 2 minutes because we have to get to it. Our guest is going to be coming on soon.
Sure.
So Cam talked about SummerSlam.
Yeah, so I'll just go down the main thing. The big thing of SummerSlam is Roman Reigns showed back up. And it looks like there will be a civil war of the family, the bloodline. Because he was wearing a shirt that said OTG, and I'm sure it's the original tribal, OTC. So I'm figuring it's like the original tribal chief, maybe, or the only tribal chief. So that the war between the bloodlines is, I think, going to start. So Cody went over.
I thought he was coming back to acknowledge Solo.
You cut off at the end.
I thought he was coming back so he could acknowledge Solo.
Oh. Now, I like Solo, but I dislike him. He just seems like an oddball. I really don't think he should have been the leader of that group. Unfortunately, I don't think anyone could have been the leader of that group. So I guess he just took the job because it was there. but he's too quiet, too standoffish. It's just weird. Let's see here. Drew, there's Drew versus CM Punk. Drew McIntyre won. It was a very good back and forth match, but there's a special guest referee, and Seth Rollins. That's what it is. The memory slowly starts coming back. So Seth Rollins was the special guest referee. He bickered back and forth with both of those guys, but Drew McIntyre was able to knock off CM Punk. And let's see here. Who was the head of the judgment? Gunther.
Damian Priest.
Yeah, Damian Priest went against Gunther, and Damian Priest lost. It was kind of due to outside interference from another member of Judgment Day and Finn Balor. So that kind of sucks. I'm kind of interested to see because we do this on Mondays, so I don't really watch. Well, I don't really watch Monday Night Raw anyway. But coming off the SummerSlam or coming off any major pay-per-view, you always kind of watch the Monday night after that because it's normally a continuation most of the time. But yeah, so let's go ahead and roll that clip of the match. Like I said, we're not going to show you the whole match. We do have clips of it, clips of the special guests. Roll that fine wrestling footage.
That's right. We have HAKU first lockout in years. He's looking for somebody to hit. Look at him.
Now, HAKU, I don't want to foreshadow anything, but HAKU was a nice, sweet, humble person.
Yeah, he was.
Yes, sir. Now this is the third or fourth.
Got some action with Bobby Goose.
It's until he has wrestling skills a lot of people don't realize, but he's mostly a punching the face kind of guy.
Right?
So if there's a spot you can take advantage, it's in wrestling.
See, sometimes with the brawlers, you can get them stumped when you start throwing in wrestling moves. Because even I'm a brawler, and you can stump me sometimes by doing something fancy.
And some of the fans might recognize old Danny Boy Hawkins there as a special guest referee for this match. Trying to keep the peace.
Yep. Trivia knowledge for you. He was the very first SICW Classic Wrestling Champion. And this is me just being brutal. I'm just trying to yank the damn arm off. If I can pull that shoulder out of joint, all the better.
Yeah, I saw that, Bobby. That was a Danny Boy tag, but not legal.
It was legal. I tagged his back while holding the roof. I just have to tag any part of my partner's body.
That guy said that had to realign your spine.
Well, that's the thing. I actually went to the chiropractor the week before this. Got adjusted, and I'm going to go back.
And here, all you had to do was wait a little bit, and he could have done it for you.
And anytime you guys match up with Attila, there's some always outside stuff and a little bit of trickery with a fight there.
Yeah, so
Big strong guy.
Outside of the ring, shenanigans.
And there I blew my back out.
Yeah, I would be rolling off the mat if I could roll. Miss Lariat, who Danny Boy get in the way. And next week, when you guys tune back to our channel, we will have the complete matchup. So you'll be able to see the action shot of Danny Boy blocking our matches.
The whole ring just bounced.
Yeah, Danny Boy
Well,
was checking for if any boards broke. He hit
when
hard.
you pick up a 400 pounder and throw them, things seem to shift. Now, see, I was trying to be a little smooth there. I was trying to work his leg, and I actually had him in Indian deathlock there. Um, because I pulled his braces down, and I figured if he's wearing braces, he's got bad knees. So the Indian deathlock would have been great for that because it puts a lot of pressure on the knees and the legs. And
All right, now here comes some pandemonium towards the end of your guys' match where you guys threw the rules out. And there goes Bobby out too.
yeah, so that actually what ended the match per se. Because the rules in St. Louis wrestling, anytime your opponent is thrown over the top rope and it's not done by their own momentum, that's considered a disqualification. And then you can see the breakdown happening. There's
Hustlers with
LA
at the
Hustlers,
territory.
and I don't know if you can see it quite well, but that's a set of handcuffs. They're handcuffing me to that ring post.
Did you guys get a
On the
message?
action cam, but I didn't put any action footage in, so.
So yeah, this is just strictly chaos. It's now it's like 4 on basically 3,
Yeah, but
and
here's the
here
man.
comes HAKU to save the day.
Is that this where you're stopping it?
Nope. Patella and Haku have a long-standing hateful relationship. You want to see
Yeah,
the
so
rest and all of it? Tune in to our YouTube channel next week. We will be airing it with all the little nasty surprises that go along with it.
Did you guys get a
and
message from our guest as well?
no, is he available now?
He's asking what the session ID to the podcast is to join.
All right,
Oh,
I'll send it up.
yeah. If you can just send a message to him, Bobby, and just tell him that we're going to send him the link now. So we do have a
Done.
special guest on this week's podcast, and he has come through SICW a few times now, and I've actually wandered into his territory a few times as well. New Breed Wrestling, but this gentleman actually wrestles for a lot of places besides New Breed and besides SICW. He does a Kansas City promotion. And I found out today I didn't realize he was also a trainer for an academy as well. Once he pops on here, we'll get some insider information about himself, and we'll see where we can see him next. Because I know he just had a big match Saturday as well for one of the promotions that he works for. So we'll see what he's doing. But while they're trying to get our guest on, I just want to give a shout out to Moms on a Mission. Sunday night after the TV tapings, I went to DuPont, Illinois, and Moms on a Mission was doing a very cool benefit type of charity thing. All the mothers in the area or in this group got together and was trying to get a bunch of school supplies for kids that or families that need it. So it was backpacks and everything that they're going to need for school. And they made a night out of it. So they kind of made it like a little carnival. So they had games that the kids could play, and they could win some small toys and some treats. And they were giving out hot dogs. I was a guest. They wanted me to swing by, so I swung by for a couple hours. Um, so I was signing autographs for the kids, taking pictures with the kids as they were going through the line to get their book bags and their school supplies. They did over 1,000 book bags. So that's, to me, that's kind of unheard of, that they were able to support and supply for that many families. And to even make it better, they actually had some leftover school supplies, because when you get donations and stuff, sometimes you don't get exactly 1,000, so you get a little bit more, or you get a little less. But they had some more that they were trying to give away yesterday as well. Well, not yesterday, I'm sorry, today. Um, that if you didn't make it there yesterday for the whole big enchilada, you were able to still stop by today and pick up some stuff that they still had left over. But anyhow, it was a great organization. They had it set up pretty nice, um, and it was well AC'd until so many people got there. Like I said, it was 1,000 kids walked through there. So you can just think with their parents and their other siblings, how many people walked through that building and did the festive stuff outside. So it got a little warm inside for a while, but got a little crazy there. Let's see here. Is he on? I see him coming on yet? No, I guess not. So let's see here. The one thing about SummerSlam that was kind of crazy, I think it was Jacob Fatu.
Mhm.
He, went to do this diving splash off the corner onto Cody Rhodes, who he had set up on a table. And he actually, I guess he landed it fine, but at the same time, his shin / ankle caught the edge of the table as well. And you can tell he was very pissed about the situation because he wasn't done beating up Cody Rhodes, but he couldn't walk. So I don't know if there was any updates about him or not, but he was definitely hurt. And it was brought up to HAKU too, because they're very close family members. Samoan and Tonga, they're very close. They consider themselves a family. That's why they're going off the bloodline. Um, so he said that I'm sure he would just shake it off, and he'll be fine. So I guess we'll see. Like I said, I haven't heard. I've seen some replays of it where some people in the audience was able to catch it, where you can see it better, where his ankle, and lower shin ankle area hit that edge there. And I tell
I
you,
say
sometimes, go
I
ahead.
was concerned his knee was on top of the table. If that foot kept going down and basically it went sideways on his knee, twerking.
Right. Yeah. So it can definitely be, a life-threatening, not life-threatening, but it can be very threatening because, some people get those ankles fused if they tear them up pretty bad. Um, Hopefully he doesn't have. I kind of wish there were some updates, but I was watching for it, but I didn't hear any updates for it for him. Um, but I don't know. It'll be interesting when this bloodline feud actually starts to see who is going to take sides. Because right now it's just Roman by himself, if you think about it. Because everyone else is under Solo. So are they going to bring back the Usos and have them rejoin Roman, even though they both pretty much left Roman? It'll be interesting. Maybe Roman will actually have to, join up with Cody. and go against the new bloodline. I wonder how they're going to go with that.
Jim Sheridan sent me a picture of a lady who actually took my picture sitting up there by the cameras, and I want to apologize for breaking whatever platform she posted that sad picture on.
I was just going to say, if you edit it out, what I'm reading, the injury was planned
Oh,
to keep
was
it from interfering with Roman Reigns coming out.
Well, okay. All right, so let's talk about this picture. This picture was a classic picture of Nathan standing up, filming us, and he has fans. He might not believe it. And honestly, I don't believe it, but he does. He has some fans, and they took a picture of him and posted it on Facebook, and said, "Woohoo! Look at this cameraman." All right, so the last part might have been edited in, but
Edited by you.
no. But just know, Nathan, you too have fans to contribute to our show. Um, as small as the amount might be. No.
Yeah, two.
It was good. Me and myself. No.
But
I'm a
not
big fan of myself.
All right,
Got
so
all that confidence in this world.
I see we have a fifth member or fifth screen trying to pop in. El Diablo, if you can hear us, you have to give us permission to use video in the microphone.
Yo, can you hear me?
I can hear you, we just can't see you.
All right, give me just a second.
Think about that picture in the morning when you wake up this morning, Bobby.
What do you mean? He always sees that face in the morning. I mean, not
I
quite
got
like
the
that. A little meaner, a little bit more agitated.
Just a second.
Yeah, I don't want to get stabbed in the back by Bobby's wife, so I'm not going to say anything.
I don't see her that often, so it's okay.
Your family,
she
you don't
can't
see her that often? Same one.
she can't pick up that big of a knife. It's fine.
All right, well, I'm looking kind of crazy right now because I ain't got my mask. So we're gonna make this
That's
work,
okay.
though. We're gonna make
Your
this work,
video,
though.
you haven't cleared up to see your video yet.
Oh, okay.
You just want to do it audio, or
Is that all right?
hey, we
Yeah.
got a picture of you up on the screen,
Because
so
that picture is actually beautiful. Because the thing is, because right now I'm in a bit of a hard place as to whether the mask is gonna stick around or not. It's a little secret there, but that's
all
why I
right,
like at first I don't know, like I was gonna do it without it because I kind of just I want to chill with you guys and talk with you guys, just in general, bro, because I never really get to talk.
right.
So but if we could
I
do
tell
it
you
with the
what,
picture, that would be cool because it'd be a lot more comfortable.
that is fine, and then we will get you back on here later on this year, maybe, and
Oh yeah,
if
yeah,
you
yeah,
drop the
yeah.
mask,
Next time I'll have my mask with me. And the only reason why is because I had to, like I said, I had to come run class and stuff. So of course
not an issue.
I had to run home in a hectic manner, put my bag together, run out here, and then I was like, oh my god, I ain't got no mask or anything. I ain't even got a bandana.
Oh man, you're fine. So for the fans that are seeing this, we have El Diablo on here. Now, El Diablo has come through SICW a few times now. And like I said before he got on, I've actually dabbled in his territory, kind of, because he also wrestles for New Breed Wrestling. And I've been on a couple shows over there that we both protect, we're both in. So I'm going to actually kind of go to the past of the El Diablo.
Mhm.
Sir, we always talk to our guests about how they became a fan of wrestling and
Mhm.
what organization they started watching. So, were you a WWF kid or a WCW or
Yeah.
AAA or what started this love of wrestling?
Well, first things first. My bad, coming in a hectic manner. First, I want to say thanks for having me, my friends. First off, I
Yeah,
want to say thank you
No
guys.
problem.
But as for what got me started is wrestling. Like I can remember, I'm pretty sure every guy said this. I can remember wrestling as far back as I can remember.
right,
It's kind of just like, well, for me it was kind of different, bro. Like, my family nowadays is kind of not necessarily split or anything like that, but both sides of my family, both father and mother, they don't, the family get-togethers just ain't the same no more, you know.
right.
But
Hmm.
one thing I do remember from like being a child, and I hardly have like, little glimpses of memories of being a child, but the main things I really remember was my father would like order the WWF pay-per-views and stuff like that, and my entire family, like I'm talking my whole dad's side, my whole mother's side. I'm Hispanic and Latino if nobody knew. No, I'm just kidding, but uh, I have a huge family on both sides, bro. So whenever they would come over, it would be like my whole living room is just jam packed. Everybody just glued to the TV. Like if it was like, how the whole family nowadays gets together for like football and stuff like that, like really 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 big, and they overdo it and stuff. That's how
Yeah,
they would do it for wrestling.
that's
And
awesome.
and I don't know, just like growing up and stuff, I kind of got like distant from wrestling once I hit about like 12 years old, because it was the wrestling ain't cool no more, bro. What the heck type of
Yeah,
deal, trying to fit in, stuff like that. So I got separated from wrestling for a really 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 long time, but back then I just always remember like the energy, like even like my dad used to take us to like Raw and SmackDown and stuff like that, and just the energy is just like unmatched today still. I feel like there's some crazy energy I felt out there. There's some crazy energy that I felt through the TV today, but it will never match anything like back in the day. I don't think so. I hope so, it will one day. I really 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 hope so. But
I
Well,
I think
you're
the
kind of a high
WWF.
flyer. You do your part though.
yeah, I'm trying, bro. I'm trying, trying to lay a little bit of a part in there. But yeah, I think that's the main thing that really got me was like, but yeah, I was a WWF kid. I think like, and then people ask me kind of like what like match or rivalry really got me into it, and the main thing for me, although it wasn't the greatest match ever, the greatest feud ever, or anything like that, but I've always had an older brother that's 10 years older than me, so he always used me as like, his little wrestling buddy.
Sure.
So Undertaker and Kane was like a huge, cool ass thing to me all the time, and it was really cool. Whenever my brother, we'd play wrestle in the living room, he'd be like, "All right, fine, I'll let you be Undertaker this time." So so it was like shit like that really, really, really got me into it, like as a kid. But growing up and stuff is like a whole nother story, bro. That's a whole nother thing. But that's, as a kid wise, that's what really got me into wrestling. Like, because what's crazy is as a little kid, bro, like 4 years old, I didn't like, how you're a little kid and you're like, I want to be a baseball player when I grow up. I wanted to be a wrestler out of everything. Like, I never even imagined it to be possible as a kid too. Like, I didn't even know how you could obtain such a like dream like that at all. Like,
Right.
they were such superheroes and everything like that to me on screen. So it was just like, I don't even know how you would get that job, but I want that. I want to be that for some reason. I don't know. And then from there, like when I got separated and stuff, I don't know. I just kind of always kind of just got obsessed with like wanting to be a rock star or like making music and stuff like that, which is another passion that I found and stuff. But I don't know, something about wrestling when I was a little kid. I was just like, I want to do that. I don't know why, but I want to do that. But that's how it started.
I mean, I think you described everyone's childhood because I remember that as well, and I came from a split family as well, and but I remember the family getting together and watching the pay-per-views, having the friends come over and stay all night, and watching
Yeah.
the wrestling. And my family didn't do that for football, and still don't do that for football or anything else.
Yeah.
It was always wrestling.
Yeah, I
So
don't know.
if
I even tell people sometimes, I'm like, I don't know what it was about the energy back then, but just the volume, like just the way it sounded coming from the TV does not sound the same nowadays. I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird deal.
now I'm going to ask you for Bobby's sake, did you like WCW? Bobby
Ooh.
is the only WCW guy that.
Bobby's gonna hate
See,
Bobby's gonna hate me, bro.
That's where your cruiserweights were.
Well, that's a very, 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 very good point. That's a very good point that people bring up all the time. Which there are. So, like for me as a kid, the reason I don't know. I don't know. I'm guessing WCW either wasn't on our like channel changer or something, or I don't know what it was, but I never discovered WCW until I was about like maybe like 10 years old or something like that. Like when the Nintendo 64 started coming out with the games, you know what I mean? That was kind of when
right.
I found out about WCW because of those games and stuff like that. And then my cousin would show me like the wrestling action figures, like Sting and stuff like that. But as for like, I don't know, I never really watched it back in the day. Funny story though. Funny story as to why this is gonna make Bobby laugh. Funny story as to why I quit watching wrestling at 12 years old. This is before the whole it wasn't cool thing. This was like just me in general being pissed at the business. But a guy named Chris Jericho fucking fell out of the air one day, right? And he beat Stone Cold and The Rock in the same fucking night, and it pissed. And dude, it made 12-year-old me so fucking furious. I was like, I'm never watching WWF ever again. Never
Oh, that's
again.
awesome.
Who the hell is Chris Jericho? Who is Chris Jericho? Because I had no idea what WCW was at all at the time. I was like, who is this guy? Who
Here's
is
one
this?
of those. Here's one of those great cruiserweights.
And nowadays, yeah, of course. Oh, of course. Nowadays, oh my God, I love all those guys so much. But to be honest, as for grown up me, I have yet. Like there's some WCW matches that I've seen, of course, like cruiserweights and stuff, where I've seen a lot of cool shit and stuff that I'm like, oh yeah, that was pretty good. But
Mhm.
I can't lie, bro. I've yet to see something WCW that was like, bro, I gotta watch that all the time.
That's awesome. So
That's
I,
just
I
me.
don't.
That's just my flavor, though. That's just my flavor.
So a funny thing. I don't know if you're a reader or not, but I am, and I have read Chris Jericho's first book that he came out with, and
Oh,
he talked about that particular match, and he talked about how he did not know that he was going to win both titles that night,
yeah.
and when he first discovered it, Vince McMahon was talking to the Undertaker, and he said something along the lines of, "Well, the company's going downhill when you put both titles on Jericho," and then walked away from Jericho. And so that's how Jericho found out he was going to win both titles, was by, here, you're going to win both titles, but we think the company's going to sink now that we're
Oh,
going to do
dude.
this.
Yeah, bro.
So
That's crazy, bro. I wouldn't doubt it, bro. That would be a crazy feeling just to hear something like that.
yeah, like
Yeah, bro.
on
That
one hand, you're going to be the champion, but on the other hand, yeah, you're probably going to sink the company.
all
you know,
all the boys are doubting you right now.
right. All right,
For
so that was you as a kid growing up watching WWF. You get out of wrestling, and of course now you're older than 12. So what brought you back into wrestling?
All right, this is a long one. This is the long one, guys. This is a long one. All right, so when I was about 22, I want to say. The Aztec Demon Warrior is 3,200, but the real El Diablo Vega is 32 at the moment. But when I was 22 years old, so 10 years later, uh, I didn't really like have a plan when I got out of high school. Like I thought I wanted to be a firefighter. I thought I wanted to do this. I thought I wanted to do that, but like nothing really worked out, or I didn't want to go to college or nothing like that. So I really didn't have a plan. I used to be a really bad kid, so I was like, maybe I could just be a bad kid again because that's what was working for a little bit. But I don't know. But also, fresh out of high school, we played football. I think I played football my junior and my senior year, like on the way out of football, and we was kind of just me and my friends. We used to be in a gang and stuff growing up, so we used to like work out and stuff all the time naturally. But then we got into football, started working out more, and then we kind of just got into the routine of it. But as I was like getting out of high school and I was turning into my 20s and stuff, I was like, dude, I'm kind of like working out for no reason. Like I'm like I want to be like physical, but I don't really know what to do. Like, there's no way I could play a sport or anything like that. So I don't know. I kind of just like questioned that all the time. And then whenever I started finally like getting jobs and stuff, I got one of my friends hired on this job at the time, and he was telling me, he's like, "Hey man, you gotta come over and try out this video game." And I'm not really a gamer because I have my older brother. He used to kick my ass in all the video games, and I would be like, I hate video games. I hate video games. But anyways, he was like, I want you to come play this video game, bro. You'll never believe it, bro. It's the coolest game ever. And I'm like, what game are you talking about? And he's like, it's WWE 2K13. And I'm like, all right, well, what is that? And he's like, it's like a wrestling game. And he's like, but it's different from all the other ones. And I'm like, how's it different? He's like, this one got the old guys, bro, all the Attitude Era, Undertaker, Stone Cold, Kane, blah blah blah. And I was like, I don't care, bro. Why does that matter to me? He's like, I'm telling you, bro, it's the coolest thing ever. You need to come check it out, da da da. Cause I ain't really played video games probably since Nintendo 64 and all that stuff. So I was like, man, I guess I'll come try it out, whatever. And he would just murder me on this game, guys. Like I'm talking like just whoop me over and over and over and over. And I don't know, I just got obsessed with it and was like, I gotta beat this guy. I gotta beat this dude, bro. And so every night after work, bro, we would go to his house and just drink and just play this game over and over and over. And my girlfriend at the time was like, uh, "You're starting to lose your mind, man. Like you're like
Oh,
you're obsessed with this video game. Like it's starting to get weird. You need to decide, like, is it me or this video game?" And I don't know. Yeah, bro. She gave me yeah, can you believe that, bro? She gave me an ultimatum, and I was like, and I don't know, something in my brain there that day just snapped, and I was like, you know what? It's the video game, and I don't know, like I just got really obsessed with that game to the point to where I got so good I could start beating my friend at it. And then he had replica belts at his house at the time, and so I was like, you know what, bro? We should play this game, and then the winner gets to take the belt home. And he's like, all right, all right. And so we turned it into a little thing like that. And then all our friends started getting in on it. We started having tournaments. It started getting all fun. And then we kind of started, just kind of reminiscing like on like when we all first met in high school. Because when we first met in high school or middle school or something like that, some of my friends were doing backyard wrestling at the time, and we was like, well, we'll go check it out, you know. And so we kind of got involved a little bit. And so fast forward to the game stuff. I'm sitting there with my friend, and I'm like, man, it'd be really cool if we could like backyard wrestle again, or like really wrestle or something. I don't know. That would be. I wonder how you could do that. I was like, when I was a little kid, I kind of wanted to be a wrestler. I don't know, da 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 da. And I don't know. It was kind of just like a thought, at the time. And then I don't know. So I make music and stuff. I'm not really big on telling people a lot about it, but anyways, I was in the studio at the time. I was scrolling through the computer, and then on Facebook, the wrestling school I go to now still, and I'm a trainer at now actually. Uh, like I just saw an ad for it, on Facebook, and I was like, "What? A wrestling school in Kansas City?" I'm like, I don't know. This is kind of. I'm like, this is kind of too good to be true. Like weird
Yeah.
timing. Like I'm like I don't know. I was like I don't know. Something just in my brain, bro. Like I said at that time, I don't know. I was just kind of just snapping out of nowhere, like just obsessed with wrestling. Like I was watching. I think that was around the time the WWE Network came out. So like I started watching that every freaking day and stuff like that. I don't know, bro. I just got totally obsessed with wrestling all over again. And so then I emailed the school and was like, yo, can I come up there for a tryout? Da da da. And I'm thinking like, I'm messaging WWE for a tryout.
Yeah.
But so they're like, yeah, you can come in for a tryout. We're still putting things together. Come in 2 weeks, you can take a tryout. Da da da. I'm like, all right, that's cool. So for 2 weeks, I trained like freaking like way harder than a guy needs to train for a regular little wrestling tryout. But for 2 weeks, I don't know. I was just like, they're gonna try and blow me up, bro. They're gonna try and do this. They're gonna make me do 1,000 push-ups. Like I gotta be ready. I gotta be ready. And so then, I come through, do the tryout. Well, I had two friends come with me, because I was super nervous, and I was like, you guys gotta come with me, bro. I don't know what's gonna happen. Da da da. And then I go through the tryout, and then I come outside while they're like, we got to go inside and decide, if you passed or not. So you can go wait outside real quick, type of deal. And
Wow.
it's cool because I'm the guy that gets to do that now. Nah, but now but yeah. So I went outside and I told my friends like yo, you guys need to do this tryout with me because at the time, we're all obsessed with wrestling at this point, and so I'm like, yo,
Right.
you guys need to do it with me, man. Blah blah blah. It wasn't as hard as I thought. And so then that same day, bro, they did the tryout. We all passed, and then from there, bro, we were training like it's still to this day they're open 7 days a week, instead of holidays and all that crazy crap. Uh but back then, bro, when I was like 23, just getting in it, bro, we was here like I remember times I was walking out of here limping on both legs, just like laughing at myself just because I'm like, man, this is so much fun, dude. And yeah, that's how I kind of got back into it, though. It's just a wild turn of life, really, honestly.
That's awesome.
Hmm.
So 22, you're 32 now, so you got 10 years in.
Nah, so the way I like to be honest with myself and also everybody. So the way I like to look at it, so when the school, I think they opened, I want to say it's almost 10 years. It either just hit 10 years or almost 10 years, something like that.
That's
And
still a long time.
yeah, almost something like that. All I know is I was the fifth person in the doors. I trained for about like 6 or 8 months or something like that. And then at the time, management was different. The bosses and the people running it and stuff was different. And I tried talking to them. Like we got really popular at the time, so like prices changed and stuff. Like a
Mm.
lot of things, thought a lot of things were different back then. And I tried to be like, "Yo, your boy's been here for a minute. Can you guys hook a guy up? Like I'm on the verge of graduating, I believe, blah blah blah." And they were like, "No, we can't, no." And at the time, like I had a shitty job and like I was barely making enough to come train and stuff. And so I
Yeah.
was just like, well then F all this, bro. I don't need wrestling. And so I quit for 6 years, bro. Quit for six
Mm.
long years. And then I don't know if you guys remember Hollis Giroux when I brought him out there with me. You guys
Yeah.
remember Hollis? Yeah.
Yeah.
So one day, so back whenever I had a little podcast with one of my friends that I was telling you that I broke into training and stuff with when we did the little tryout and stuff. We used to have a podcast, and one night I invited Hollis over, and I was like, "Let's do a podcast, man." Da da da. And he was like, "Nah, I don't really want to be on camera and stuff today. Let's just talk, man." And I'm like, "All right." And so we talked for I think we talked for maybe like 5 hours or something. But he was
Damn.
like, man, you really want to get back into wrestling with us, bro? Because at the time, whenever Hollis and a lot of my friends here, like Marksman, Clay Huna, I'm trying to think who else. Leo D, few other guys. I can't really think of who right now, but like a lot of guys that you kind of maybe have seen from like KC area stuff, KCXW wise. Like those, like I was kind of like a vet to those guys at that time. So so whenever I came back, that's why I was kind of scared to come back, because I kind of felt like whenever because I would go to their shows whenever I wasn't wrestling, and I would kind of over time I felt like I was starting to get a cold shoulder, like they were losing doubt in me coming back and stuff. Because I always kept telling them like I'll come back, I'll come back, I'll come back, but I don't know. I really just didn't have no like. I don't know. I don't know if I had like motivation. I don't really know what it was, but something was just like, nah, bro. I don't know. Something didn't drive me to do it yet, but I don't know. I
Yeah.
had this long talk with Hollis, and then he told me, he's like, well, it's only like $25 a day to go train now, right? And then I was like, whoa, that changes a lot of stuff, money
Yeah.
wise.
All right.
And then I was like, well, I'm like, I wonder if I could. I was like, if I could train one day a week for an entire year, bro, I think I could figure it all out this time. And so whenever I came back, after the 6 years, I trained for a year, and then that's when I started. That's how I feel like my professional shit started. So that's from that end of that year to about right now is about 4 years. So 4 years is how long I like to tell people I've been wrestling professionally and stuff like that. So
Well,
I just.
the great the great thing about your 4 years is
Hmm.
it's not like anyone else's 4 years. You
Oh my
actually
god.
spread your wings and flew to a few places, because SICW is not close to you.
Oh yeah.
I mean, New Breed is probably a little closer, but so I mean, you're going out to these places, and that I think that's the best thing. That's how you get your name out there. And a lot of new wrestlers that even wrestlers that I've trained, because I too, and we'll talk about your training here in a minute.
Yeah. Yeah.
But even some of the wrestlers that I've trained, they just want to stay local. They don't want to,
Oh yeah.
live the dream of possibly making it one day. They don't see themselves stepping out of St. Louis.
Yeah, man.
And
It's I don't know, dude. It's really hmm. It's I don't know. It's kind of a hard thing to talk about because
oh, are you thinking
hmm.
about just sticking to one organization now?
Oh no, 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 no. I'm just saying, like, it's just kind of like a hard subject to touch sometimes, just because like me personally, I like respecting everybody's choices and stuff and what they like to do. Because with I don't know, with me honestly, I never really had no main goal, like, because like of course WWE and AEW and all that shit sounds awesome, bro. Don't get me wrong, that shit sounds amazing, and of course it's everybody, all of our dreams, I'm sure. But
Right,
like with me, I'm more of a, like, I want to like earn my way into the locker room real quick. I want to earn my stripes around everybody. I kind of want to be up to par with everybody, and then let's try and start thinking stuff like that. So I don't know. It's kind of sucks sometimes whenever you see your boys and stuff like not wanting to, show up on time or not wanting to, travel and shit like that. So I get what you mean there.
yeah. I mean, and I say that, in to each their own. If that's
Hmm.
all they want, more power to
Oh
them.
yeah.
But I think a lot of people, when they love wrestling, they want to see themselves on a grander scale.
Oh
And
yeah.
I am more for people doing that. I mean, I'm going to throw, you know, someone that you probably know too, Brandon Beretta out there. You
Oh yeah.
know, he trained at the school. We graduated him.
Oh yeah. I just
Then,
saw him on Saturday actually.
oh, did you?
Yeah, I saw him and Joey on Saturday.
So, he has, and even his tag team partner Joey. Joey's just now getting to the point where he wants to start traveling more, where
Oh
he's
yeah.
going down to Memphis with Brandon. and he's doing a little side work with AEW, doing the whatever they need,
Yeah.
stand-ins or security or whatever.
Yeah.
But Brandon has made this into, he's trying to make his dream a reality.
Oh
And
yeah.
so he's working with the NWA. He's working with OVW. He's trying to get this. Um, and, I send him as much positivity as I can and try to push him to do all this because, I think it's so cool to have one of my students,
Oh yeah.
try to elevate himself that way.
Oh yeah, dude.
But
And it's crazy to have seen like, because I think I don't know, man. I think uh me and Brandon have to have been rolling close to the same time, maybe something like that. I know he's not trailing too far behind me, I think, as to where we've started, but to see where he has come from the from the time that I wrestled him out whenever I came out there in SICW is just crazy, bro. It is
oh
crazy. It is crazy to just see all the boys just like evolve over time and stuff.
yeah,
That's one thing I really think is cool about the business. So.
I mean, hands down. And don't get me wrong about the people who just want to stick in town. I'm like that right now, and that's
Oh,
just because I'm getting to the older age where I
oh
don't
yeah.
want to be in a car for 15 hours.
Hey, hey,
you know.
I don't fucking blame you. Sometimes I hate riding in the car at my age. Shit.
All right, so you've been wrestling 4 years. When did you start becoming a trainer?
Actually, I just started becoming a trainer maybe just like I'm gonna say 2 months tops,
Okay.
possibly even just 1 month. Because because like as you can see, like with my goals and stuff being like yo, I'm just trying to get up to par with everybody and stuff like that first. Like whenever they ask me like yo, Vinny, would by the way, my name's Vinny. Anyways, not they when they asked me, hey Vinny, how would you feel about stepping into like a trainer role? It was kind of more like, do you guys trust me like that? Like you guys think I'm good like that? Like I don't know. It was kind of really like I was kind of questioning it at first as to if I could pull it off or if I would be any good or stuff like that. Because I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I'm not really the best communicator. I like to communicate. Don't get me wrong. As you guys can see, sometimes I can't even shut up.
Yeah.
But I don't know. There was just a lot of things that went into play in my mind about it, and uh, it just took me a few months to kind of get confidence in it, and just trying to figure out like my own style of training and stuff like that. But
Hmm.
then it has also been kind of cool, like noticing where my strengths are, and where I can help at, and how my style can I can kind of like translate it into, some, not necessarily everybody's type of language to where they will understand, but there's a good amount of people to where I'm like, yo, let me try and explain it this way real quick. Here, fill out how I do this. See if you could try that and mimic me. So I could kind of see like where my strengths are and stuff. At the same time, I'm very new, very trying to get used to it. But it has been
Well,
cool though. It has been really cool.
Hey,
I
we got one of those trainers that talks forever too.
It depends. It depends on the night, bro. If we got like two, like for the night, actually, that actually did happen tonight because I had one kid who's like maybe 3 days in, and then not necessarily 3 days in, maybe a weekend, and then I got another kid who's maybe like half a year in, but he's 16, so his
yeah,
attention span is a little, short.
yeah, yeah.
So
I've
tonight it was
definitely
like
seen that.
yeah. So tonight it kind of turned into this is why we circle. Let me tell you about my life first.
Yeah. Well, even me and Bobby's training was
Mhm.
done by multiple people, and I think
Yeah.
that's the best way.
Oh my. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
so even someone with your skill set, and then someone with like a big man skill set,
Oh
and
yeah.
I think that just helps everyone. And I
Oh
tell
yeah.
my students, I you know I'm just a one night teacher, so I teach on Tuesdays. Another guy teaches on Thursdays, and then we have special guests that come in that help us train. And and of course Bob Orton's there both nights. And
Dude.
I tell him, I said, look, I'm going to show you a way. He's going to show you a way. Bob's going to show you a way. It's your job to learn all three, and then pick the one that works for you the best. And it's just like that in trainers. You know, even though I'm a big guy, I'm not a hard ass, but I expect you to do it the way I want you to do it. And versus someone who's there another night could be the hard ass that some people need. So I think it's all walks of life, all walks of trainers that will benefit a person.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and that's what I think's been really cool, especially as of late, because originally it was just like our first, like originally we only had like our two head trainers, and then we got one more, and then from there it kind of like it turned into like, yo, do these two people want to be assistant trainers? Then it turned into like, do these two other people want to be assistant trainers? Then and like the last, like with the last four assistant trainers, it's been Hard Luck Hal Rogers. I don't know if you guys heard of him. He's the Kansas City Extreme Wrestling champion right now. Then there's Tobias Storm. I'm sure you guys seen him out that way, Illinois and stuff.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
He's one of our assistant trainers, and then the two newest additions though is me and then Dr. Ison. Dr. Ison came out there. We wrestled at the first Fan Fest.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, me and him are the two new additions, and just having like our, I guess what is that, like 8 of us now, 7 or 8 of us, just having that many amount of like minds and stuff, and just being able to be like, yo, what are we gonna work on this week? It's just been crazy, dude. It's been crazy. You could just tell like our kid, like a lot the way we call it around here is gens. They'd be like Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 5. I think we're on like Gen 10 right now, or Gen 9 or some crazy stuff. But you could tell as the gens go on, like you could tell like people are picking it up way faster now. So we're obviously doing something right, I think.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and I don't know about you, but I'm strongly proud as I see my students progress. It just makes me feel so good. And you know, like I said before, I'm getting old. Body's breaking down. So you know, I've already foreseen that this is my next step. Is, you know, eventually when I do, you know, give it up, I still want to be part of the business, and I want to be that part of the business while I'm training the other guys, the new up and comers. You know, I think naturally, I think a lot of us in the wrestling business go that route because you never want to give up on wrestling.
Oh yeah.
So this is a way to keep your foot in the door, but not be in the ring. You know.
Yeah, dude. And I think, and that what was that, bro? What'd you say?
Jim's still
Well,
going
you
to
were
be
cutting.
70 getting in the ring.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, bro. Because I think that's one thing I really think is cool about the business too, bro. I don't know, man. Like I said, I come from like a really like crazy, wild, like my family and everything and all that is like really nice and all good and all that stuff. But whenever I was young, I just made like a lot of bad, stupid choices and stuff, bro. But I think one thing I really liked coming into wrestling, bro, is just like the camaraderie and the brotherhood and like being able to like pass on good knowledge as opposed to bad knowledge. You know what I mean? So I think it's really cool whenever I get to go places like including SICW. Like for instance, Superstar Steve, I call him Uncle Steve because I'm like, yo, bro, that's somebody I could hit up and like ask like, yo, man, what do you think about this? Or like, can I send you my match and you know you destroy it so I can figure out how to get better next time.
Yeah.
That's I don't know, that shit like that is just what really 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 likes to keep me intertwined and makes me happy to be a part of the bigger picture as opposed to yo let me come over there and be champion, like you know what I mean, like I'm more about like let's get this whole picture shining as opposed to just one person, you know.
Yeah. Well, even though that I keep saying that I'm old and all that, even I still learn to this day because some of the students will bring their ideas of wanting to learn this move or that move. And so even though I'm not like a cruiserweight or anything like that, and some of these kids are, I still teach them how to get into the move. I might not look good doing it, but
Oh
I
yeah.
still break it down for them so they can understand how to get into the, and then some of it, I learned myself. And now that like I spent a week teaching them this certain move or this certain spot, now it's in the back of my head to where, I've, during my matches, I might throw it out there too, just because I've worked so hard to get them to learn it that it's stuck in my head. So now I can automatically do it, even though it's not part of my normal repertoire.
Yeah. Nah, trust me, I'm the same whenever it comes to power moves. I gotta be like, here, let me try it real quick. If I can't get it, we're gonna have him try it.
Right. So you said you don't like to talk about your music, but would you like to talk about your music?
I
I
can
mean,
talk about it a little bit. Right now, my music's like not even necessarily under construction. It's just on pause right now because we don't have a studio.
okay,
Uh, I think right now, I think it's just because with me personally, uh, I just know how the Kansas City music scene can be. So it's kind of hard for I don't know the music business is nothing like the wrestling business. I'll just put it that way. Like
okay,
when it comes to the music business, it's more so uh like I guess it's kind of some sort of kind of like wrestling with who you know type of stuff, but with music, it's more so like um pay me for these tickets and for this spot and then you can make a couple bucks off these tickets as opposed to
I
yo,
got you.
you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
uh
so one of our venues, Pops, which is in Sojay, is
yeah.
known to do that too, where you pay to be on there,
Mhm.
but it's with tickets, and then you gotta sell those tickets so you can make some money.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
like I get it, I get the hustle, and I get all that, bro. But whenever I was young and like growing up and stuff, like nobody teaches you that. Like,
you're right.
like me and my music when I was growing up, it was kind of like I was living off a dream, kind of like I always had somebody older or somebody that was or
It
that
took
just
you under their wing.
had they had their hand more in the music game than me and my best friend did at the time when we was like 16, whatever, growing up. Um, so like I never really got to put anything out like I did. Um, like I got a lot of stuff on YouTube. I put an album out one time.
Wow.
Um, I put a mixtape out before. Like there's a music video or two on YouTube and stuff like that. And then as for like the recent years, I want to say it was either last year or the year before. Me and my cousin put out like 4 singles. And then ever since then, we kind of been trying to get back up on our feet with it because like we had a lot of friends that had studios out here and stuff like that, but they have either surpassed things and gone on to higher, greater places, and or have not, and they went the other way.
Right.
So now it's kind of like, yo, what studio should we go to? Me, I'm a freaking. Everybody says I'm a princess when it comes to that stuff because I'm a perfectionist when it comes to my music. So I'm like, yo, we got to go to a place where they got to make me sound crispy, or I'm gonna be like, yo, I need my money back. so, so
So
we're kind of
what
stuck
genre?
in this. It's I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain. I guess it's kind of rap, kind of rock, kind of R&B. Because like sometimes we sing, sometimes we rap. I could possibly. I don't know if I could like send you guys something like right now. I don't know if that's possible.
Where's it
I
out
don't
on
know.
YouTube? And I'll pull it down and put it on.
Yeah, what's your
Uh,
channel under YouTube?
or how's about this? You could look up. Here is. Can I send somebody a message on Facebook and you guys could find it like that?
Bobby,
Let
you
me
go
see.
off the
Is it-
computer.
Can I send
I
it to
can,
Bobby?
yeah, I can play something up there.
Here, I'll send it to you real quick. But this is like something like the most recent that we've put out.
So the theme song that you come out for wrestling, is that your music?
It is not. That is actually by an artist called Dance with the Dead, and they're actually coming to Kansas City here soon. I'm gonna try and hunt them down.
Right.
I'm gonna try and go to their show and then be like, "Yo, let me get a picture," but also you guys should let me get permission to use your song all the time. Because they did give me permission on Instagram. However, I've had like a couple companies be like, "Yo, you need to get like straight up permission, bro." And I'm like, how the hell am I supposed to do that?
Yeah, right.
But the first song I sent it to Bobby. The first song I did come out to though, like at the beginning of like the first ever couple matches I did have, it was a song by me, but just the vibe it gave off and the sound and stuff, it just wasn't really like a face song, you know.
So you definitely have some skills on there.
Hey, that's my cousin. I'm the one singing. I'm the little high pitched voice.
I'll tell you what, do we have permission to pull something from YouTube and put it on the end of this?
Yeah, bro. Yeah. That's fine. Totally.
Definitely.
What's the name of your group?
My cousin's rap name is Kooks, and then my rap name is Vinsanity.
What do you have it on YouTube so I can pull it down and clean it in my program?
Well, I guess.
No compression wise.
I
I
can send
mean,
you the same link when we get off here.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be good.
And then if he sends you that link, if you see where our names are, like you'll see because our names are spelled pretty weird.
Yeah.
But if you see them and you type them on YouTube, bro, or Spotify, like all that stuff, something will pop up.
Yeah.
SoundCloud, like there is literally something everywhere, bro. Because we've been doing it for years, bro, and I've been putting stuff up. It's just me. Like I haven't really had nothing to where I'm like, yo, guys, you guys absolutely positively have to listen to this, except for like something like the song I just sent you. There's
Hey,
just like a lot.
I'm going to go one step further there, Vinny. And do we have permission to use one of your songs to make a music video out of it
Of
with
course,
some of
yeah,
the
dude.
wrestling from the guys here?
Yeah, bro. Of course. You can use whatever
Awesome.
songs you guys want. Just send them to me so I could be like, that's sick.
That's
Because
awesome.
Yeah.
trust me, sometimes I want to put them to my own like wrestling stuff, but it's just I don't know. Sometimes I just feel like it doesn't match. Like El Diablo and the music things are like totally different things. Totally
Yeah.
different. Totally different lives.
Well,
So,
you can always remix.
yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah, nah. There's definitely one song that I got in mind way in the future. Whenever El Diablo is a bad guy, don't worry, I'll definitely do a song whenever that time comes. But as for right now, as this face train is going on, I kind of got to ride it out.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. So what's next? What do you got going on? What shows are you going to be at? Where can we see you? Do you have a wrestling YouTube or is it just your Facebook?
Oh no, I definitely got a YouTube channel. If you just type in El Diablo Vega Wrestling or like El Diablo Wrestling, you might catch some guy dressed up in a lucha mask on WWE named El Diablo, but I promise you will find some type of El Diablo Wrestling Vega
You mean kind of
video.
like right there?
Yeah, bro. You type it in, it'll pop right up. Or you can even just Google El Diablo Vega and it'll pop up. El Diablo official Vega, all that stuff, bro. I'm like all over everything right now. It's pretty cool.
I say this picture that you made your cover photo on Facebook. Where's that at? That's like a pretty nice venue.
Oh, bro. So that picture actually, dude, that was taken by The Pitch, which is like a local magazine in Kansas City, bro. Like a big local magazine, bro. So we did this big show back in May or July. I think July 1st or something like that. It was called Tacos and Tequila. And it was the biggest show, guys, that I had ever been a part of, bro. I'm talking like 10,000 people were there, bro. It was
Wow.
insane. It was nuts, bro. And like, um, holy crap, where was we going with that? Oh yeah, so the Pitch KC, I guess, was there, bro. And I don't know. So me, I don't know. I get crazy sometimes. Like sometimes before shows, if there's just like if I'm there and there's like major downtime, I'm going to that ring, bro. Like I don't care if there's people standing around or what's going on. If I'm in my gear, I'm going out there. Whether I'm rolling around or if I'm just standing there. So with this case, I had like 4 hours, guys. I'm talking like 4 hours of just waiting until we're working, right? And but this show is huge, dude. They got like T-Pain, Shawnee, uh, Bubba Sparks, like all these huge people are gonna be there, and like people are just filling in, filling in. It's like a baseball field, and the ring is in the middle of the diamond, right? So you got to think there's all these fans around the ring, and then there's all these fans in the baseball seats, and then there's all the fans in the VIP boxes, and then there's all the fans that are like, around the music stage and stuff like that. So like I hop up on the corner, bro, and I'm looking around, and there's just people taking pictures everywhere, whether they got professional cameras or their cell phone or anything. Like I would even catch people in the stands, like they would go to take a picture of me, and like I would look another way or something, and I would see them go, "Oh man, I missed him looking this way," and I would turn back, bro. I would turn back and I would point at them like, "Get your phone back out," and they'll be like, "Oh yeah," and then take a picture. It was just so crazy how many people were there, bro. But I guess one of those cameras were the pitch KC, and I was like, "Bro, that's the coolest picture I've ever got, bro." And I was like, let me have that. Like they didn't write me back and send it to me, so I had to steal it. But but it was totally cool. But yeah, bro. But as for where you could find me next, right now, I've been working for Skill, which is a company that's kind of based out in Dodge City, Kansas. I've been working for Show Me State, that's kind of based out of Jefferson City, Missouri. I still work with New Breed. It just kind of have been a little spacey due to like schedules and stuff like that. But
Sure.
I'll be back there. I think like September 21st. Um, KCXW, of course, will be back in October. I think like October 20th or something like that. I think they are doing something at Renaissance Festival before that. So possible chance you could catch El Diablo at Ren Fest. Not really sure yet. Uh, where else, bro? Um, No Fold Pro Wrestling this weekend, so that's actually in Illinois. If you guys are out in the Illinois area, I think it's Murfreesboro, Illinois.
No
That's oh yeah,
folds?
yeah. No Fold Pro Wrestling.
Hmm.
I'm in a gauntlet match with Psychotic, Jeff King, Derek Gage, and a mystery opponent.
Hmm.
So that's going down this weekend, and then Hmm. I think that's it for now. I am in the talks with Herb about a show later on this year. I just have to clear some things up with some people as to if I need to attend to some prior commitments, and or if not, I will try and come through SICW later on this year.
I
So
know normally you come in for our Fairmont show.
yeah. I think he said October 12th. So right now I'm just waiting on like some final words on if this important, crazy, super important match is going to go down, or
Yeah,
if that guy is not going to be there, so I don't have to be there, type of thing.
right.
So if that works out, then I definitely going to try and pull off the October 12th show, because I tell Herb and all the boys all the time whenever I see the SICW guys, they're always like, "When are you going to come back down?" I'm like, "Tell them guys to bring me back down. What are you talking about?"
Well,
Like, I'll
so
come back. I'll wrestle you guys any day of the week.
Well, I was talking to, I don't know if it was a fan or if it was a fellow wrestler, but I was talking about how our locker room is changing. Before it was all the big guys.
Yeah.
Every one of us was big guys. But having the wrestling school and having the students, graduate. And then Herb is bringing in people left and right from other places because right now Herb is kind of working with Memphis and he's working with another one that's in Missouri. But it's more of a nice mix now. So yes, there's like 4 or 5 big guys, but a lot of it is guys your size now, and I think it's a perfect mix because some of the students are, some are very slim, very skin and bone, and and you see that. And we're working with them on everything, trying to put a little bit more muscle tone on and everything like that. But we're dishing out a lot of high flyers and people like that. The people that I would think would go great with you, or even bringing you in to mentor them as well. So. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a perfect mix right now. Is what we got going on.
Hell yeah, dude. And yeah, bro. And that's what I think's really cool about out there too, bro. That's what I really liked about coming out there is you guys got like a real good vetted locker room, and like the young guys are like really hungry, and you could tell that they're willing to like learn and stuff like that. So that's why I really enjoyed whenever I was invited out there and been able to
Yeah,
come
and
more
the
than
fan
once.
base is pretty well known for SICW. I mean, we got
Oh, dude.
some really great fans that come to every single show,
Yeah,
and
dude.
it's crazy to have
I
people like
faced
that.
I was able to face Waco at one of them crazy ass shows, bro. And trust me, I know how crazy it can get, bro.
That's awesome. Well, I am so glad that we were able to make this happen.
Yeah,
And
man, I appreciate it, bro. I know I could be a chatterbox sometimes, so we'll have to do part 2, of course.
definitely,
But
definitely. So I'm hoping that this good El Diablo continues. But if you happen to change your ways to the dark side, we'll try not to get you on, but maybe get you on just to see what made you change. But we'll
yeah,
talk about that later.
yeah, yeah.
But
I'll let you know. It might be quite some time just because got the championship thing going on, and
yeah, yeah.
uh, I don't know,
When
like
do when
just
do you defend your Metro belt?
defend my belt next time, October 19th. That's what it is. I keep saying I keep saying October 20th because that's what the date it was last year. But this year it's October 19th, and I'll let you guys hear it first before it comes out on the episode. Uh, Stay tuned in to KCXW. Like if you guys look up Kansas City Extreme Wrestling on YouTube, you can stay caught up with like all our stories and stuff that lead up to our big Kansas City shows. But
Awesome.
my basically what El Diablo has been doing is facing like a lot of the established KCXW superstars right now, and he's taken on his biggest challenge yet within those guys, and it is in the marksman Gerard Jarosky.
Wow.
Which I don't know if you guys know him. He kind of sticks around to the Kansas City area, but he is a big, tough, scary looking dude, and it, it's gonna be it's gonna be tougher than normal. Thank
All right. Well,
Well,
I hope you retain your championship. That's what I'll say now.
you.
Uh, but
we do have your promo with you talking about your upcoming title defense against James.
Oh yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. No, James already. That was I will. I'll say it nicely. I beat James a couple weeks ago already. That was a couple weeks. I don't know if you guys go check out my Instagram and stuff like that, bro. You can catch videos of him doing a moonsault off a freaking forklift onto me. So it was pretty crazy, dude. It was pretty. My
I,
back my back still hurts from that match because I suplexed him onto some Legos on a stage, And let's just say that stage was freaking hard, dude. And my
I
back
bet.
still hurts from that thing.
What
Sounds
injury
like
did
an
you
old match that Bobby and Jim had against each other.
Dude,
Yeah,
oh
we've
my
had our wars, but I've watched a couple of your clips, and yeah, I've seen ladders be involved. I've seen you toss some guy onto a table, and the
God.
table legs break, and yeah, so it's
All I know, dude, is next time I do a hardcore match, is I better get a fat check. And then the next thing is, oh my god, I'm gonna just try my hardest not to land on a hard floor, cause,
oh yeah.
just trust me, guys. A ring is hard, but oh my god, them regular floors, oh my god, this is twice as hard.
You don't
Three.
got to tell me. I know how hard the concrete floor is.
All I know is
So
I do not envy any hardcore wrestler at all, at all.
yeah, I don't. I mean, I might watch the clips, but whew, that shit can be brutal. So I'm gonna pause you just for a second. I just want to just say this to the audience. You know, if you like having wrestlers on this podcast, tell their stories, tell their backstories, and where you can catch on. You know, nowadays what they're into, like him and his music career. I never knew he had a music career or was even, you know, doing anything with music. So that's something cool. So if you guys like hearing this stuff and kind of get a behind the scenes of your favorite wrestlers, you know, please like and subscribe and definitely share this content because, you know, like always, we try to get, you know, anyone we can that we have respect for in this business. And you know, El Diablo is one of them. I've known him for a few years now, coming in and out of the locker room. Never had a problem with him. He's always respectful, gets it done in the ring, and that's what we like. But always, like I said, likes, shares, you know, comment, and help us build this channel because we really want this channel to succeed. We hit a couple roadblocks earlier on, but I think we're going to make our way through that with your guys' help. But on to you, sir. I really appreciate you coming on. I know we tried to catch you a couple of weeks, and it was
Yeah.
almost a
My
miss
bad.
today, but we got you.
Yeah.
So I
I'm sorry.
appreciate you setting that time, you know, setting
Hell
that
yeah.
time slot away for us so we can have you.
Hell yeah,
And
man. I appreciate you guys so much, bro. I'm really glad you guys can understand how us busy guys can be some busy guys sometimes.
oh, totally
but
understand it.
but
There's
I
some
hope.
days we have to make room for our own selves where we have
Hell
to
yeah.
go on a Tuesday or something. So,
Hell yeah, bro. But
yes,
I'm kind of glad it kind of panned out this way today though, because I was wanting to do this. So I'm glad you guys reached out. We made this work. We'll have to
perfect.
definitely do it again. And
Oh,
I'll also
definitely.
hope I'll see you guys here in a locker room sometimes soon as well.
Perfect.
Bobby D, get your Missouri license. Quit playing. I know that's what's going on.
I just sent it all off last week.
You just got it last week.
I sent all my info, and yeah,
As soon as you get it, message me.
all right.
Message
Awesome.
me. Don't message nobody else. You message me.
Perfect. Hey,
You
Bobby
too.
D might just have some
Hey,
bookings out of this. So it's a
hey,
win-win for everyone.
hey. You too. Texting if you want to come through. Hit me up.
All right. Hey, you know what? I've thought of that on occasion because if I ever go see my brother, he lives in Kansas City, Kansas, and
Yeah.
yeah, that's just right down the
Hey,
street there, right down the few
that's
blocks.
yeah, dude. And that's one more thing I could say real quick is one thing that the head trainers are trying to push me is since I travel like probably like the most out of like a lot of the boys right now is I meet a lot of great minds out there, like including you guys. So if you guys ever do happen to come through, we would be more than happy to have you guys come through and share some of your thoughts with our students and stuff. So if
Definitely.
you guys ever want to come through, bro, the doors are open.
Would love to. Would love to. But all right. So on that note, thank you for coming in, and thank you for everyone in the audience tuning into the Squared Ring podcast.
Yeah,
But
thanks, guys.
until next week, uh, there's a special thing I want to do next week, so I will. Well, and plus we got to get the second half of the match that we were watching prior to you getting on. But we need to release the second half of that. But until next week, you guys have a good night, and we'll see you around.
Peace.
Adios.
See you guys.